The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband. I don't keep bed.
Hey, this is Sarah.
And this is Hungover Megan.
And you're listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome.
Thank you for listening.
This is a true crime podcast where we talk about husbands who kill their wives and their dumbassedness. So
Very dumb.
Very dumb.
We talk about just any woman could be it's just a nobody woman in the United States or any country around the world.
Right.
And we've done over 250 episodes, 250 different women. And they each have a dumbass husband. And this is just a drop in the bucket of the thousands of women that are putting up with the dumbassedness of psychotic men in their lives. What you have to deal with these psycho men. Now, there are dumb bitches out there. And there is a crazy bitch. We all know a crazy bitch. But my gosh, what women have to deal with some of these psychotic men.
Yeah, and there's one every week, Sarah.
My God.
We talk about one every week. That's what's sick and sad.
Just, my goodness gracious.
So the week before last, we didn't spend hardly any time together. And then this week, we had 2 days
We
together.
did have 2 days together.
We went to a Twins game.
We did.
But the Twins game got rain delayed for so long that we ended up
getting too hammered to go.
Getting hammered at a bar and then went home.
An Irish bar, and we couldn't tell if it was Joe McCarthy on the wall of a... there was a painting on the wall or some weird douche author or someone else said something else.
We tried to reverse
I don't know.
Search it too, and nothing.
It was an Irish bar, and there were Irish men up on the wall, and we couldn't tell. And then Jesus, and I don't think Jesus was Irish.
He was not.
So I don't know why Jesus was up there all the time.
He was from the Middle East.
That's what I thought, but I don't know.
And Jewish, yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, both my pets have entered the room, and my husband is gone, because when I come home, my husband leaves.
Right.
That's how our relationship works.
Where did he go?
He's watching UFC, which is the gayest of all sports, in my opinion. No, at his boyfriend's house. Oh. They may be lovers. I don't know.
All right. Well, have fun, you guys.
Yes.
We're just here with the animals talking about
Randy
murders.
is wrapping himself around my feet, and Tripper is
some little tickles.
Now laying by Megan. At least he's not screaming.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
So, I should start with our Facebook group. We do have Instagram and Facebook and a Facebook group that you can join that is now almost at 3,500 people.
I can't believe it. That many people like us, or they just...
I don't know.
Did we bring these people together? Wow. That makes me feel good.
But Rebecca can't. I thought...
yeah, what did she do?
She said such a lovely, nice message that...
I know.
Brightened my day. And she's a UK, so she probably has an accent to her name. And maybe it's Rebecca can't or something much more posh than we say with our shit ass.
We say Becky can't.
Becky can't.
But she wrote a really nice
She
thing.
did, and that just that could be my glitter and my Facebook.
Yeah.
But we usually pick a Facebook funny, and there were so many really good ones. About lots of puss and peen and tits.
What? So if you are interested in these vile and vulgar things that we're talking about, you can just search on Facebook. It's Always the Husband podcast group and ask to join. And my goodness, will your algorithms change?
It will. It will be very wide pants from Shein or very
changing algorithm
or Temu or whatever.
adjustment.
Inappropriate underwear with holes in every area.
Speaking of underwear, holy fuck! In our today's story,
underwear
just
is
wait. Oh my god!
Again, the men.
The men. So that was really nice.
It was the sweetest. I just
even my
thank you.
dad said to you, he's like, Sarah, you got a pretty nice compliment.
And it was for you too. I just that keeps me going. My God,
it was so nice.
It's just as nice to know that we sometimes that people I don't know that there's listeners out there that maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Was that's the one that you wanted to say?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to say two. So thank you to Rebecca. Sean O'Connor D'Antonio. What a fucking name.
That seems like Irish and an Italian.
Yeah. All together, he put on the thing at Target where it said Barbie, and it's Barbie the Rapist playset. Barbie therapist. He said. But when you look at it,
it says the rapist.
Barbie the Rapist playset. I freaking love it. Aaron Lyons said it reminded me of Jeopardy when Sean Connery would say
the rapist for 200.
But that one was great. And then I want to give a shout out to someone who was trying to make my life better. And this, again, just goes to show how our listeners really know us. But Morgan Moore Schott found an article about Yellowstone and the hidden lid that keeps the Yellowstone supervolcano from erupting. And she knows that my greatest anxiety and fear in life is for the Yellowstone volcano to kill everyone. And I don't know why and how that got in my head, but it did. And now I'm here and it won't get out of my head. And it's what I lay awake at nights thinking about. And it's fucked up. So I'm glad that they found the lid. I hope they keep the goddamn lid on it.
Well, it steams all itself. So it lets out its steam. It doesn't build up. So it's fine.
Like, remember when Old Faithful exploded last couple months ago or something?
I mean, that
was alarming, but okay. Thank you. Are they going to start fighting?
Probably. Oh, no. We should give a shout out to Amanda Beers, who did send us
oh my God, Amanda,
a Beauty and the Beast TV show comic book.
It's called Portrait of Love.
Yes, it is a recreation comic book based on the series. It is, I believe, the pilot episode made in 1989. And it is well done. The art is quite lovely. And it shows how Beauty gets attacked by the vagrant. And the beast comes to save her just in time after, of course, he slashes her face in half with a knife.
Yeah.
And the beast comes and takes her to his home in the sewers and does plastic surgery on her face in the sewers where there's no bacteria, I guess, to compromise the surgery.
No.
And she must heal very well from those scars because the rest of the show she doesn't have any of these scars, these jagged scars all over her face where she was surgically operated on in the sewage holes.
Not only
by a beast Catman who was shitting in a litter box in the corner during the operation,
but
wearing a Renaissance clothes and a cape.
He was
working by gaslight.
He was literally an artiste of the plastic surgeon.
He really did a nice job because she healed it pretty well. No scars were available to see.
No.
So this was a gift from. I mean, this is a priceless gift.
And we love it.
We love it.
Thank you.
What else? What could be your glitter in the shitter? What got you through a week?
One thing that
Randy sits here with his asshole facing
one
us.
thing that I thought was funny was, I mean, not funny. What in the fuck am I even talking about?
I
swear to God, it was
Hammed.
We went to the Twins game on Thursday. And then I had a little reprieve. And then yesterday it was my niece's graduation party. And I got up so early and I was helping get things set up and balloon arches. And I had to keep the Prosecco in stock. And it was very, it was an important job, but somebody had to do it.
Yes.
And I ended up maybe a little drunk, and now I still am not sure. And then there was a storm in the middle of the night, and the sirens started going out. Sarah,
I slept through it, and that's never happened before.
Slept through the tornado.
What the hell?
But I woke up to try to get everybody down in the basement, and I thought, holy shit, I'm still drunk.
I just slept right through it. I would have been glass right through my puss.
Yeah, I can't. But anyway, one of the things that I did this week was I've been trying, the summertime is when people who work at the deodorant factory can actually like clean and organize some stuff, because we just let everything pile up for 9 months, and then we're like, we need to take control.
Yes.
So I was like, I need to take control. I'm going to do some organizing, and there are fucking glasses everywhere. Like, I'm blind. I have my own sunglasses. I have sunglasses with prescription. I have sunglasses with no prescription. Phil has 900 pairs of sunglasses. We both have readers, and then I have computer lenses and whatever. They're sitting all over my fucking house, and I can't take it. So I just looked online for like, what do people do with glasses? Where can I put these so that I know where they are?
Yeah.
And they're not all over my counter or whatever. So I found these little things. The brand was Harriendi.
Oh.
That's from Amazon. So I don't know if the brand matters, but what they are these little circles. They're like, as I don't know, 1 inch in
diameter.
What do you call that? Diameter. Yeah. And they have, so you stick them to your wall, and then they have a little loop that pulls out, and you just slide your glasses into them, and they stick to the wall. So like, I put them underneath. We have a calendar where like everyone keeps track of what they are, and like people just threw their sunglasses on the counter, but now they can just hang them on these little circles. And they come, I mean, you can get boring ones. I got colorful ones because I thought they were cute, but you can get them in all black or silver or gold. And I got a multicolored ones. And I ordered 2 8-packs because that's how many fucking pairs of glasses are all over.
Yeah, mine are all on that upstairs.
Yes.
Like I have just glasses lined up.
Yes. So I want one right by my bed. I'm going to put my readers there because that's where I read. So I'm going to strategically place them around.
That's very
my
clever.
house. Yes, one in my bathroom where I can put them where I'm trying to put my makeup on. I mean, just they're the cutest. So I took a picture and sent it to you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mine is another TV show, but it's been around a while. But they're filming season 2 right now. So I thought if you want to start it, you can be ready when season 2 comes out. It's called The Gentleman, and it's another Guy Ritchie show.
Okay.
Because Mobland just got renewed for a second season. That's the one I recommended like a few times ago, and that is with Tom Hardy. The Gentleman is with Theo James, who's also very handsome. He's British.
Okay. I've never heard of him, but
You've seen him.
Theo James?
Yes. I'm sure you have seen him. You would recognize him, I think.
What did you just say his name?
Theo James.
I forgot.
But it's based on the
he's
movie.
Cute.
Yeah.
He kind of looks
The
like
Gentleman.
James. What the fuck is that guy everyone hates because he's like a rapist? I don't know if he is. That's alleged. The guy, James Franco in this picture. Yeah, kind of. He's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. A really good show.
The Gentleman. I see it.
The writing is really good, and the characters are really funny and good, and it's kind of like crime but funny and clever. It's hard to describe. So
okay,
if you watch it, it was great, and he's so handsome, and they're having a second season that they're filming right now. So it's on Netflix.
Okay,
and that's something you can watch. That's really that it's good and it got good reviews, so it's really good. So,
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I can't wait.
All right.
I'm finally into shrinking a little more. Like I watched one episode and then I didn't watch any for a long time, and I finally kind of started getting
Yeah, I don't
into it
have
again.
Apple TV, and I just
And
need
so
to
I'm
get
on
it
that right
again.
now. And then still a poker face. And then, of course, the subject of today's murder is
what?
the fatal. No, what was this one called? The show that we watched.
Deadly Sins.
I swear to God, I lost my brain.
It's
sorry.
called perimenopause. You can't remember shit from Shat.
Okay.
Gene
Deadly-
Shatner or
Deadly
William Shatner.
Sins. Please. Gene Shatner.
Gene Shalit from William Shatner.
Oh my God!
Is it
See,
Shalit
I
or
don't know.
Shatner?
I don't know.
We don't know.
You could. They just morphed a picture
Yeah.
in my head of both of them.
Everybody else is like, who are both of those dicks?
You have found your place. If you knew,
if you knew who either of them
who
are,
Gene
you're in the right spot. My God.
Shatner is. Welcome. You found your people.
Yes.
Okay, so we watched this fucking show. This stupid guy who hosts it with his weird ass glasses. I hate him.
He has very aggressive glasses.
He's
I thought they were aggressive.
Yes, they're aggressive. He's aggressive.
Yeah.
Everything about it is weird, but whatever. The show itself, I have a lot of thoughts. So I can't wait to talk about.
All right,
this fucking
it's
show.
Deadly Sins. We watched season 6, episode 6. There's 2 episodes per show, so we watched the first story. The episode is called Next of Sin. Come on. But anyway.
Lame. It has nothing to do
it had nothing.
with
Maybe it had
anything.
something to do with the second episode. We don't
I don't
know.
know.
But we're in 1985.
Okay.
Which was fun.
Yeah, but they tried 0%
0.
to make it look like 1985.
0.
And then when they did try,
It
you were
failed.
like, what the fuck? Was
Yeah.
this guy high as a kite at his wedding?
Fail.
It was a complete
yeah.
fail.
So we're in May 1985. We meet Jami Hagel. She's 22 at this point. And she lands, and I don't know if she realizes the significance, because clearly she doesn't. She lands an HR job at Microsoft, which Microsoft 1.0 is launched in 1985. So she is on the cusp of something magnificent.
If she could have stayed,
If she would have stayed.
have been a
Yep.
billionaire.
So she's a local gal to Microsoft in Washington here, and grew up there, lived there, and just started working for the company that obviously is new-ish. They do show her walking in the scene, and she's walking with a female coworker who is dressed as if She-Hulk had to dress up for an office. Did you see that woman in the lace? She looked like a linebacker. They did have shoulder pads, but the shoulder pads had shoulder pads which had shoulder pads. She looked like She-Hulk dressing for a big business.
Was this the lady that was
movie.
like flirting with the man on the
No,
stairs?
they
Or
two
this
women were
was-
she was just walking with another woman, and they were passing back and forth empty manila envelopes.
Oh, dumb.
It was right at the beginning.
I think I remember looking at her coat and thinking that's an ill-fitting jacket that they put her in.
she had a huge big business jacket.
Yeah.
That was very enormous. It
But
swallowed
then
her up,
her
and it was
hair
pinstriped.
was unkempt and looked like 2000.
Yes, it was very unkempt.
And she didn't have bangs. She didn't have like
She
gel
didn't
in
have
her hair.
she didn't have like bangs
didn't have
that were
wings. She
none.
didn't have anything. Didn't have a banana clip in.
nothing. No teasing.
No.
So Jami was actually on a good Microsoft track to actually kind of rise up in the company, and they said she was really fun and idealistic, but she was looking for Prince Charming. So she goes to a club. And here's where she wears her hair even worse. It looks like she was just fucked by a rabid wildebeest in some sort of ditch, or like Nut Bar in a porta potty. Her hair was absolutely unacceptable. I mean, it looked like you took a wig, shit on it, made it go through the Oregon Trail. I don't know. Played 17 rounds of tennis.
And
then slopped it on her head.
Yeah.
The hair was horrendous. But she's at a club, and then this weird asshole comes out of the fog, and it's Steven Sherer. And Steven reportedly was handsome, and the actor was passable.
The actor was
handsome,
much more handsome than the real man.
And he had family money, and he had it going on, according to the show.
Did they ever say what his family money was from?
I don't know. But
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So they hit it off in the club and dance and dance. He doesn't mind that her hair looks like some sort of horrific.
They are dancing to Cyndi Lauper, and they don't care because girls just want to have fun in 1985.
He had a lot of charisma. He ignored her hair. He was very charming.
Mm-hmm.
And so she goes home with him on the first date, and they pork. Mm-hmm. We see Jami's real mother, Judy Hagel, and Judy is very disappointed. She tells her daughter, "You met this guy and you go home with him the first night?" And she said she knew better. She knew better than to do this. She knew better.
She did.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay that happens. It's all right.
Mm-hmm. She was 22 years old.
She can do whatever. She can do that.
Yeah.
So Jami and Steven, they click right away. And Steven apparently had a very instant hold on Jami. Jami kind of fell in instant love. It was a relationship, they said, that went from 0 to 60 immediately. And very few months later, they were engaged. They show a scene where they're both in bed and Steven just rolls over with a ring, a 1 carat ring. I thought, if you have family money, I better see more than a 1 carat. I would have said. You take that back.
His family, it wasn't like he was from old money. I looked it up. He was like, he
was from Piggly Wiggly money?
They were a contractor.
Oh, well, okay.
I mean, they had a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like they were Vanderbilts or...
That's what I was going to say. Vanderbilt?
Yeah.
I don't know why that
Rockefellers.
No. But he gives her a ring and says, "Do you want to get married?" And she's like, "Oh, sure.
Of course, Steven."
So they decide in their engagement that immediately they need to move to Palm Desert, California, which sounds lovely.
It is not.
Yeah.
I've been there.
That's what I thought.
I mean, it is different.
It's a desert.
Yep, it's just it's a desert.
So
but it's by Palm Springs.
Oh, see, and that's fun. That sounds fun. Mm-hmm. They show a scene where Steven, though, is looking out the window like Batman's about to swoop in and get him. Mm-hmm. Very paranoid. Mm-hmm. And Jami says, "Is everything okay?" And Steven says, Yeah.
We're just moving.
Yep. But we got to move right now. We're going to move right now. So apparently, unbeknownst to Jami, Steven had a warrant out against him for burglary, since he had been busted already before for theft and burglary. And yeah. What else had he had?
Also domestic violence.
Yeah. He had been in and out of jail for that, which I'm sure she was very unaware. Mm-hmm. So he wanted to move to get out of town so that he could not be arrested again.
Mm-hmm. She had no idea.
No. So they get to Palm Desert. Jami's thinking they're going to have this lovely home.
Now away from her family.
Yep. Which is what these men do, is take you away from your friends and family. And her Microsoft job. Oh, that hit me deep.
Ugh.
Gosh, if she could see into the future.
I know.
If we all could have seen into the future, God, the changes we would have made. She looks and it's like, because she's looking at a shitty ass trailer. Bitch, Steven has no money. In fact, he has no job. He's been cut off from his family money, probably because he's a big ass rapey thief. And rapey thieves don't usually, well, you know what? Rapey thieves do usually keep their family money. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
He just happened to be cut off from his family money. And so they were poor. And there's a scene of Steven counting like $10 bills sitting on the couch, thinking like, we got to get some money. Yeah. So he yells at Jami saying, give me a ring. And Jami looks at a ring and she's like, he's like, hand it over. So they take out insurance on the wedding, on the engagement ring. Then they pretend, of course, that it's been stolen. And they get all this insurance money for the engagement ring. So now Jami's involved in this fraud.
Yes.
But Steven just takes all the insurance money and just buys a shit ton of Coke and booze with it.
He loved cocaine.
Yeah, he was a Coke fiend.
And the actor really got into all the scenes, the snorting. Yeah,
scenes. He really was a very
seemed to be his favorite.
Yeah, snorting was his favorite to reenact. Then there's a scene of Steven sitting at a table and he has a copy of Biggins in his hand, like a Biggins. But in this case, it was called Frolics, of a woman with some big tits on the cover. And he looks at the big tits on the Biggins, and then he looks to Jami, and then he looks at the big tits on the Biggins, and then he looks to Jami. And Jami says, no way! You're insane. So obviously he wants to get some Biggins on Jami. And Jami does not want to spend their very little money on her getting watermelon tits crammed into her chest. But she does. Steven forces Jami to get some Biggins and get some big old titties.
So dumb.
And she gets breast implants. So
they're living in a trailer. They're destitute,
nothing.
But she gets new boobs.
Right. She gets some implants because her husband is making her do it.
Right. And this is all, again, we're supposed to believe this is in the 80s, but she was wearing like a cute little outfit and looked like Avril Lavigne. Like she just had long, straight hair.
Again, she looked exactly like
normal.
98. Yeah, and he was wearing there was no 80s about any of this.
No. So then I got confused.
Yeah.
Several times during this because I was like, oh, it's just normal in now time. But then every once in a while they'd fucking do something that was it was bizarre.
Then there's this scene where she shows him her new tits. And she's like, do you like them? And he says, now you're hot looking. And she goes, no, I mean,
hot.
Yeah. So of course it's showing that he was belittling her for her appearance and, just kind of always a dick. So of course him pissing away their money and shitting away their money and titting away their money, they're poor again. So they have to get a roommate. And who's going to move in with these two
in a
dicks?
trailer?
In a tiny ass
How do you get a roommate in a trailer
that stinks?
Oh.
So this woman named Samantha Morris moves in.
Sorry, Samantha.
Yeah. And a few weeks after living there, Samantha is doing dishes with Jami, it looks like. Steven
laughing.
Yeah, they look like they're
it's like a commercial.
Maybe laughing over the latest
for Palmolive.
Yeah, Elf episode.
This makes my hands so soft. I love doing the dishes.
They were talking about the wedding of Bo and Hope or Kayla and Patch.
Yeah.
How Kayla was deaf when the wedding started, and then she could talk at the end of the wedding.
They were listening to Madonna's Like a Virgin.
They were.
Like a virgin.
Yeah. And as they're doing the dishes, Steven is sitting at the table, and he has a tray, and on the tray is 10 million thousand drugs. Like a bottle of something, a syringe of something, like penicillin, bubblegum bottle of something.
Who knows?
Pills of something, powders, 900 lines of cocaine. A whole tray is filled with thousands and thousands of drugs. So he's doing 800 drugs. So then all of a sudden he stands up and he yells, Samantha, why don't you bring anyone else over here? You think we're white trash? And Samantha just turns, and I'm sure she's like, Of course, you're
I
white
do.
trash.
Look at you have a tray in front of you with 900 lines of cocaine.
Yeah, you're wearing clothes you've literally shit yourself in.
We live in Palm Desert in a trailer.
Absolute poverty. This is the definition of white trash.
You're right. That's why I didn't. Sorry, Steven. And then Steven went insane.
Yeah. And so he's like, admit it. So the ladies are just like, what are you what? Steven then grabs a knife that they're cleaning and then threatens both of the women with a knife.
Yeah.
And Jami is like, I'm done. This is fucked. You're fucked. Everything's fucked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving. This is fucked. And then Steven says, I don't want to live. And he stabs himself in the stomach. Talk about a drama queen. So he falls to the ground, and Samantha is standing there like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
And Jami says, good God, call 911. So, of course, Steven, being a pussy, doesn't stab himself very deep at all.
Not just a surface.
It's literally
wound.
like a superficial scratch.
Yep.
But he starts using the threat of, I don't want to live, that he's going to take himself out or kill himself to use against
But
Jami.
it didn't make sense. He just got mad and said, why don't you bring people over? And then stabbed himself.
The whole episode made zero sense
Yeah.
to any brain.
So then we were like, okay.
Um,
But unluckily,
yeah. And he starts using, that he's going to kill himself if she doesn't do this. He's going to kill himself if she doesn't stay. He's going to kill himself just to manipulate her actions.
Right.
Which I went through for a whole year.
Ugh.
And that's when you just say,
Girl.
well, you know what? Figure, there you know how to do it.
yeah.
Do it or get off the pot. Well,
Stop just saying it.
yeah. So Samantha, being a normal, presses assault charges because that
is a normal
absolutely
thing. Yep.
inappropriate what he did.
Yep.
And Jami's mom, Judy, is very upset that Jami is still in the situation and actually wanting to go back to Steven. But Steven gets arrested and he does a year in prison for this whole fucking episode. Jami goes back to Washington while he's in prison to live with her mother.
Yes.
But she is still planning on marrying Steven when he gets out of jail.
And you think, oh God, she's going to come to her senses. He's
Yes.
in, her husband or her fiance is in jail.
For trying
for
to
a
kill her
year.
with a knife.
Yeah.
And he's been pissing away their money on drugs and been attacking her the whole time.
Ugh.
He doesn't have a job.
No.
And he's a total psycho. Yep. But Mom Judy is hoping, again, like she'll come to her senses, but she keeps ignoring her and saying, but I love him. So when Steven gets out of jail, they get married. Judy, the mom, is horrified and very against it.
And this is where all of a sudden at the wedding, they put him in Ren McCormick's shirt from prom, 1984. And it was like one of those tuxedo shirts with the ruffles. It was blue. And so I was like, wait a minute. You guys were just like living in 2020. And now all of a sudden you're in 1985. Nothing makes sense.
I don't know. And if
they didn't try on everyone. They didn't even put her. They put her in a normal wedding dress, not an 80s one. But he was wearing a ruffly shirt,
a tuxedo T-shirt for the wedding. I would say, please don't wear it. And if anything, don't wear a tuxedo T-shirt to our wedding. And then he does.
He didn't. But get a costuming department or don't.
No.
Is what I want to say to these people.
No,
are we in the 80s or are we not?
They didn't try.
Because this part confused my brain.
No.
And it's already addled. My brain is not working.
They maybe were too young to understand the 80s and didn't live through it.
I don't know.
and to
Okay.
understand that the 80s was a very strange time, but very peculiar.
When you look these people up, you can see that they're definitely 80s.
Oh, shit.
But the show just was in and out of time.
You just need a curling iron, Aquanet,
Yeah.
and a comb
Yeah.
to back comb into tees. You need blue eyeshadow.
and some
you
short
need pink
shorts on the
lipstick. You need short. Yeah, men need short shorts.
Mhm.
You need very bright colored clothes
Men.
and tight clothes or baggy clothes. Either or. But
Yeah.
you can't mix.
Yeah.
All right. So at 1 year after the wedding, of course they have a kid. They have a baby boy named Thomas, and Steven's a fantastic dad. Just kidding. He's as shitty a dad as he is a husband, as he is a person. He's
Awful.
an absolute pure shit dad, and he's a shit parent. And so Jami is pretty much a single parent, and Mom Judy has to parent
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Because Jami has to work to have money to raise her child.
Right.
Steven just does drugs and does drugs. And so he does so much coke that he gets paranoid from all the coke
Mhm.
and he becomes a massive booze hound. And he says to Jami all the time, I saw you looking at guys, you whore. I'm going to gut you like a fish whore.
Ugh.
And he grabs her at one occasion by the hair, rips out huge chunks from her scalp from her hair, and is pushing her down to the ground.
Like it's bloody.
Yeah, bloody, huge handfuls of hair from her scalp. Jami, at this point, does report him for domestic abuse.
Yes.
Moves out and moves back with her mom. So her mom is very relieved.
Yes.
Thinks, okay, she's finally come to her senses. She's going to stay with me. Her eyes are open. He's beat her literally down to the ground. She's going to stay. But Steven, post bail, comes over to Judy's house with flowers for Jami. Says, Jami, I'm sorry.
Dumb crying again.
I never do it again. I love you. I promise I'll be nice. Can you come home?
What did this guy have over her?
I don't know.
Okay. I don't either.
Oh, so she goes home with him. The love bombing that he does worked on her. She drops all of the charges against him.
This is like textbook case of love bombing before it had the name love
Yes.
bombing. Yeah.
Total
Just
psychological manipulation.
Narcissist manipulator. Yeah. Yep.
And fear. She probably was scared to death that if she didn't, he's just going to beat the shit out of her at some other time, too. So Steven has an absolute... What? Oh, the cat.
Your dog.
What is he doing?
It's just like sniffling all around my leg and it
God.
tickled. Okay, hi. Do you just want some attention?
Tripper, go lay down.
Okay.
Steven decided he's not gross enough yet. He's not being as
He has a
gross
long
as his
ways to
potential
go. Mhm.
can reach. So he decides to really go for the gross and the fucked.
Mhm.
So he puts an ad in a Biggins magazine or whatever that says
It was a what do you call that when you swinging?
a swinging magazine.
There was a special
Yeah.
swinging
Oh,
magazine.
I didn't know there were
in
swinging
Paul.
magazines.
I didn't either.
So I wonder what those are like. And the ad says something like, "Guy wanted to come fuck my wife." And so
ridiculous.
Yeah. So a guy comes to their house answering the ad saying, "Hi, I'll come and I'll come and fuck your wife." And so he comes into their bedroom and Steven has a camera and this man named Lou Jones answers the ad and he gets paid. I don't know how much money, but Steven gives him money and he makes Jami lay on the bed and Lou Jones has to fuck her on camera and Steven films it. And Jami is clearly very uncomfortable. And Lou starts to get the idea right away that Jami is a very unwilling participant. So Lou is like, oh, he kind of reads the room and is like, Jami isn't into this. Like, this isn't like you both aren't. Like, you're making Jami do this. This is very uncomfortable.
Right. Like, you're not both into this.
Yeah.
This feels gross.
But Lou does it anyway. Fucks Jami on camera with Steven. So now Steven has a porno of Jami and is using it as like, I have this video porno of you and I'll just show it to everybody if you don't do what I say. And it's kind of like trapping Jami.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So Jami feels trapped with Steven and Lou continues to come over and they film multiple more videos with Jami and Lou doing these pornos with Steven watching and filming. That's just very strange.
Yep.
That's extremely
Not
weird.
only that, but he keeps using the same guy. He keeps using Lou.
It's very strange. I don't understand any of this.
And he's not involved in it at all.
No,
he's
he just
only
watches
taping
and
it
films
on a
it.
giant VHS.
Yeah, that he has on his shoulder.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was a smaller one. They should have had the big ass one on his shoulder.
Yeah.
So Jami and Lou, of course, start to get along because Lou, I think, realizes that this is not her idea. Lou is like, I think you're very nice. And Jami's like, you're very nice. I would be very happy if you were my wife. And Jami's like, oh, you're so nice.
I wouldn't treat you like him if you were mine.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he answered an ad for porking someone else's wife.
Yes.
But whatever, on camera. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool,
and
Lou.
notice she was very uncomfortable and still went along with it.
Yep.
But they become close friends. So then there's this next scene where Jami is folding laundry. There is 10,000 lines of cocaine on a glass coffee table, literally like 10,000. I don't know if you can do that much cocaine. But Steven and Lou are in front of the coffee table and Jami and Lou are secretly like smiling and looking at each other like, like flirting and looking at each other behind Steven's back. Yeah. Like they're kind of falling for each other because they're doing all this film porno fucking. Yeah. So maybe they're having feelings.
Yes, they're catching feelings.
As they're
catching feelings.
As their porno acting fucking
is turning into reality.
Yeah. So Jami is thinking, Lou seems really nice. Maybe he can be my way out. So Lou asks Jami out for dinner, just Jami and Lou. And she goes out to dinner with him. And Jami is thinking, I can break out of this marriage. And Lou actually says, I got hotel reservations for us for Saturday night. And Jami thinks, oh my gosh, great. Okay, let's do that. And Jami's very excited because her relationship with Lou is moving forward. And now she has someone she can jump into a relationship with that seems nice, and she can leave Steven. So after that dinner, she kind of has
she brings the kid to her mom.
Yes.
And is like,
that Saturday, the mom watches the kid. And she goes and meets Lou at the hotel.
She's like, hey, Mom, watch the kid. I'm going out with another guy. It's not my husband. And the mom was like, oh, you knew better.
Yeah. And they fuck at the hotel.
Yeah.
And she comes back to her mom and says, Mom, I'm going to leave Steven. And
her
she's
mom is like,
she's like, thank the maker. Yeah. Oh, finally. That guy's a douchebag.
We've been waiting for you to come to your senses.
Yeah. Oh,
Jami.
Let's get out the cheesecake and have a piece. And then right away, Steven calls to the mom's house and says, whore, where you been all night, whore? And Jami says, Steven, I want a divorce. I'm leaving you. You're gross. You're fucked. I hate you. You're sick. And you're a dick. And Steven somehow, though, manipulates her. Like, oh, let's just talk it out. Let's talk it out. Can you just come over, come home. Let's talk it out. Let's just have a conversation. And she goes home with him. And she's never seen
She leaves the baby with her mom. And says, I'm just going to go have a talk with him, Mom.
And that's when you stop the person. You do not let the person go, which we know now from all these instances. So as day goes by, Judy still has baby Thomas, and she does not hear anything from Jami. Jami doesn't come back to her house. Jamie's not answering any calls. Jami is not at her house with Steven. After another day, Judy files a missing person report with the police because she doesn't go to work. No one's heard from her. Steven says she never came to his house. He never talked with her after he was on the phone with her. But Steven starts acting even more odd. He decides right away to go out partying to clubs. And does he just wear an 80s hot suit or just ripped jeans and a Def Leppard t-shirt? Is that what he wears?
Is he wearing a Spuds MacKenzie Budweiser t-shirt, or maybe one of those pastel Miami Vice outfits? No, Sarah, he's not.
No.
He adds a little extra pizzazz to every outfit by wrapping Jami's underwear around his arm.
Yes. He wears a dress shirt.
Like a cuff.
Like a Nazi tag.
Yes. Up on the cuff, up on his bicep.
Yeah. He wraps like 3 pair of her underwear around one arm. Like Michael Jackson would do.
Now, why?
And no one seemed to bat an eye.
No.
Like, sir, you have women's underwear wrapped around one arm. Why is this?
And he was getting chicks.
If a man came up to me in a club with a bunch of women's underwear wrapped around one arm, I would say, my God, this person escaped from the insane asylum.
That's a face slap.
Yes. Or are you stealing underwear from women in the facilities?
Do you think this is cool? What are you trying to say?
Like, these clean underwear? Are they dirty?
Oh,
what is going on with this underwear? Or are you wearing the women underwear?
I don't know, but it was all...
I don't want to see these underwears on your arm, sir. What? Oh, my God. Please. You're not Michael Jackson. You cannot get away with that. I don't know. Everyone in the club acted like it's totally normal to wear shitty underwear around your arm and dance. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was odd. To me, it's strange to wear underwear around your arm.
Strange and
used panties around your arm.
Yet he was not
panties.
He was not arrested, and life went on just as before.
No. They said, so what? He's got his missing wife's underwear all over the place, and he wears it on his clothes, on the outside of his clothes, like a total dick psycho.
It's totally
That's normal.
It's totally normal.
He also never joins in for any searches for Jami. He just says, oh, it's too hard.
That's too bad.
I just like to wear underwear on my head and in my face. Idiot. And within a month of her disappearance, he cashes out all of her stock options and her everything, or probably her retirement. Yep, that's not normal either.
Nope. And by the way, did he go and get his kid from grandma? No.
Never once.
He didn't.
He just didn't ever. Like, just literally
he took
ever.
Jamie's stuff.
Except the kid.
Yeah.
So really no evidence could push the case further. So it goes cold for literally 10 years. And Thomas is still at grandma's. He never picked up the kid after 10 years. So grandma had to raise Thomas. And thankfully, Judy is calling the police like every week saying, can you fucking do something? And so the police open up the case again after 10 years.
10 years.
And
the baby is now in 5th grade.
Yes. Wondering,
where's my mom?
Yeah. Where's my mom and where is my dad?
Yeah.
The police remember that days after Jamie's disappearance, Stephen was carrying around a shit-ass blue suitcase. And the police wonder, maybe there's something in that shit-ass blue suitcase.
My
that's a
mom
clue.
and dad had one of those hard American Standard suitcases. That's what it was in my mind.
Yes, we did too.
That's
That we would take to
real
Disney World
80s,
and
yeah.
it had no wheels, and you have to
Yeah.
carry it, and it was
Yeah.
1,000 pounds. The Dick Stephen still has it after all this time, so they get a warrant and they look in the blue suitcase. And everyone listening, can you guess what was in the suitcase? I bet you can guess what was filled to the brim in that blue
Scream it out.
suitcase. Let's
Ready?
all say it right now.
3, 2, 1.
Underwear! Underwear and bras. All of Jamie's underwear and bras.
Undies.
What in the hell?
He had been carrying them for over 10 years.
In a suitcase with him everywhere. Her underwear. What in the hell?
Somehow this made the police seem like to think he had something to do with her murder.
And it's all circumstantial, but when you
Right.
line up all of the abuse from witnesses from the years,
Right.
his threats over the years, how many times he said in front of witnesses, I'm going to kill you. Him being in jail for domestic violence and domestic abuse.
Trying to threaten the other Samantha
Right.
roommate. He had done this several hundred times. The cocaine, the alcohol, leaving your son
Yes.
and never
picking him up
caring
from
about him again.
grandma's.
ever.
All
All of these things apparently.
were enough to indict him and get him arrested.
Yes.
So he goes to trial and they present all of this evidence and he is guilty.
What year is this?
This was 90.
1990.
That he went to trial.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no. 90 is when she died.
Oh,
So it was 2000
Okay.
when he went to trial.
okay.
He 60 years, which, yes, I am so glad. Of course, since he's such a fucking bastard, he refuses to say where Jamie's body
Nope.
is. And so Mom Judy, she's satisfied that he is in jail, but she never gets to have closure to bury her daughter.
No. And now, listeners and Sarah, I have a piece of outside information.
Oh my God. Okay.
In 2004, in Walla Walla, Washington, which was where he was in prison, he was actually sentenced to life because while he was in fucking prison, he tried to pay someone $17,000 to burn down the house of Jamie's mother and his son,
own
who
son.
was living with him, and the prosecutor who won
Yes.
the case. And so he was trying to take out everyone who took them down. So
For $17,000.
Yes.
He didn't have even $17.
And that person snitched, of course.
Yeah.
Because you're in prison. And then once again, Jamie's mom had to go to court and look at him and say, okay, well, now you've killed my daughter. You tried to kill me
And your son.
Your son and a prosecutor. And now are you going to tell us where she is? No. But now he has no option at parole and he's
Oh.
done.
Oh. Such horrible human beings.
He is a
exist.
horrible human being.
Horrible people.
Yeah.
I mean, where are his parents? I wonder, like...
They got mad. They were tired of him because they like kind of disowned him.
Well,
because he was using all the money and then he was shaming the family. Like he kept beating the shit out of people and doing cocaine and stealing stuff. And they're like, you're disowned.
that his dad needs to give up a ball or something for
I don't know.
presenting
Yeah,
this bad of a kid to the world.
This guy was
what an asshole. I
biggest
hate him so much. I'm glad,
douche.
though, that he's away. He cannot hurt anyone else.
I wonder what happened to Lou.
Oh. Maybe he went on to star in a very lucrative porn career.
I don't know. I'll have to look that
Yeah.
up later. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We also have a book club if you want to join. Our book club was fun. Last week
It was fun.
some of our regulars didn't make it, but we had a couple new
We did
people.
have new
that was
people.
Fun. So we are reading You Killed Me First by John Mars. We will meet at the last Tuesday of July, and we have that on at 6:30 Central. So if you want to be in the book club, go ahead and join our Facebook group because that's where we
have the link.
Zoom link, and then we meet online and talk about the book.
Yeah. So join if you can. It's fun.
It's fun.
And it's good to just see people.
If you want to share with your friends and
give us a review and rating. That would be so great.
ratings.
Thank
We
you.
also
It helps us spread the word. Share episodes in your chat, your phone
Your
chats
group
and
chats.
stuff. That would
Yeah.
be great too.
Also, we have a Patreon if you would like to support us monetarily. And you can just pick a tier and we'll send you some stickers. And there's some episodes just
There.
for Patreons as
Yes.
well. So thank you so much for listening. Have a great week.
All right.
Bye.